have to make it an EV. And they're putting a lot of pressure on us to make it an electric car. We've explained we don't think that's where we're going to be able to sell the most vehicles, and that's an extremely competitive end of the market to try and get into, because European manufacturers alone have lost 65 billion trying to get themselves sort of ingratiated with that market. And all of the new car manufacturers, especially from China, have got that bit covered. So they've accepted our hybrid idea, but they're a bit shaky on the combustion, but we've managed to get them around and they've given us some extra money. So right now we have, and what I want to stress at this point, with all the talking I've done and all the picture I'm hoping I've painted for you, we don't have a car. We have the bits that you put in a car, but not an actual body or an underneath or anything. And we're going to get over to those people in a second, because to actually build a platform and a body, you need to understand what's going to go in it. So some of you would have heard Porsche, for example. So Porsche made, or currently sell actually, both an electric Macan and Cayenne. They were previously their best-selling models. That's correct. They are their best-selling cars in countries like China. Pretty much all they sold, and they were what you would refer to in business language as cash cows. So they did cost quite a lot to make, but you could sell them with thick profits in them, with lots of optional extras added to them, to a client base that was willing to spend the money, that loved your company, but for whatever reason wanted or needed an SUV. And so those, when they've released the electric versions, they made the platform and the body only able to accept an electric powertrain, i.e. its batteries all underneath or in a particular type of shape. And then they built the car around that. And now what they're having to do is go back on that and re-engineer a design that was never intended to carry an engine. And at this point, if you just imagine carrying an engine in a car is like just carrying a small crate that weighs 200-ish kilos, okay, or 400 odd pounds, or even heavier than that, sometimes maybe a bit lighter than that, but that gives you a rough idea. You've got to somehow put that in a car without the car falling over or just being terrible to drive. That takes a lot of work, and we're fortunate because we haven't at least made the mistake of making one car and then having to redesign it, because that's pretty much where you start saying we need to throw almost all of it away and start again.